This is needed for immigration clearance, and this gives you unlimited free rides on public transport in Singapore. Complimentary leisure experiences to international travelers visiting Singapore. The all-inclusive pass gives you access to more than 35 attractions each day of your pass. The most important thing is you can go to the Museum of Ice Cream Singapore for free. Hi guys, welcome back to Cartoon Network Escapes. I'm Nilisha, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about one of the most beautiful destinations in Southeast Asia, and that is Singapore. Before you pack your bags and hop on that plane, here are 7 essential things you need to know. If you are planning to travel to Singapore this year, watch this video until the end for an important tip that might only be valid till December. Now, you may not agree with all the tips that are mentioned here, but these are things that we've tried and have worked very well for us. Booking website like booking.com to see the options that you have. First off, we have the flight booking. Now, this may sound obvious to you, but let me tell you some things that might be helpful. When you're looking for flights to the destination of your choice, make sure you do it at least 6 weeks in advance to get the best deal. And when you do so, don't pick the first option that you see. Instead, go into a flight comparison website like Skyscanner, Kayak, Google Flights, or even a booking website like booking.com to see the options you have. There'll be a wide variety of options from the cheapest to the fastest, and once you pick what you want, instead of booking it from there, what I like to do is go directly to the airline's website and make the booking. This way, I have the guarantee that if something goes wrong, I can contact the customer support service of the airline. Now, websites like Kayak, Skyscanner, they also have their own dedicated customer support services, but personally, I believe that the airline's customer support is much more reliable. Now, if you're sick of going to these websites every hour of every day just to see if the price has dropped, what you can do is set up a fare alert. Now, when you set this alert to your email, you'll be instantly notified when the price drops for the flight of your choice. Lastly, if you want a cheap flight, consider having a layover. They say that flights with layovers are cheaper than direct flights. Book a hotel with the biggest pool in the country. Second is the hotel booking. Now, this may be as obvious as the flight, but there are some things you need to consider if you want to make your stay comfortable and enjoyable. Singapore has a wide variety of options from cheap to luxurious. When choosing a place to stay, 2 things that I always look at are the location and the amenities. In terms of location for Singapore, if you're planning to travel in the bus and the MRT quite often, it will be easier if you get a hotel that's close to a bus station or a train station, or even both. And in terms of amenities, if you're not planning to spend a lot of time at the hotel itself, I feel like booking the hotel with the biggest pool in the country is going to be a waste of money. Now, if you really want to swim in a pool like that, maybe you can book it for one day and book a cheaper hotel for the rest of your stay. In our case, we didn't have the breakfast option in our hotel package, but it wasn't a big deal for us because I had planned everything to start early morning and end late at night. So we used the hotel room basically just to sleep. Lastly, just like with the flight, book your hotel in advance. This is going to save you a lot of money, and you may even get a lot of discounts. When I went, it was Singapore's 58th National Day, and so there were so many discounts in most of the hotels that I looked. So make sure you check your days in advance and grab all the discounts possible. This is needed for immigration clearance. Third is the Singapore Arrival Card. And this is the most important thing for you to enter Singapore. This doesn't guarantee you a visa, but it's needed for immigration clearance. You can submit this online or through the app that can be downloaded on the App Store or the Play Store. If you're traveling in group, there's also the option of a group submission. You can apply for this within 3 days before your arrival in Singapore. Unlimited free rides on public transport in Singapore. Fourth is the Singapore Tourist Pass, and this gives you unlimited free rides on public transport in Singapore. As you can see, there are 4 options to pick from, and they have a validity of 1 to 3 days. Now, if you're planning to use the bus or the MRT quite often, this is going to save you a lot of money. But remember, if you tap this card on a bus or a train for the first time, it's going to calculate days consecutively. So for example, if you tap it today and don't use it tomorrow, it's still going to count as the second day. So if you don't have to use the bus or the MRT consecutively, this might not be useful. But if you are, you can save a lot of money. In my case, most of the places we had to go to walking distance from the hotel, or we had to use the bus and the MRT on alternate days. So we didn't buy this. We used our debit and credit cards instead. Again, keep in mind that there will be transaction fees unless you have a travel card. So make sure you plan well ahead and see which one is more cost effective, and if you think this is better, there are so many locations you can get this from, including the Changi airport. Complimentary leisure experiences to international travel. Fifth is SingapoRewards, and this is a tourist incentive program launched by the Singapore Tourist Board to offer complimentary leisure experiences to international travelers visiting Singapore. Through this, you can redeem a free experience if you meet all these 3 conditions. You should be redeeming SingapoRewards for the first time, you should be a short-term visitor, and you should be arriving by flight. All you've got to do is go to SingapoRewards, create your free account, book your experience, go to Singapore, verify your arrival, and swap your e-ticket to a physical one. Now, when booking this experience, it's quite tricky because you have to do it 14 days before you actually want to go, and it works on a first come first serve basis. If you're lucky, these dates will open on random days as well, but usually it works 14 days in advance. So make sure you keep your clocks near you at 12 o'clock midnight in Singapore time. Do check this out and book your free experience. You can also book this for up to 4 more travelers apart from you if you're going as a group. There are over 30 hidden gem experiences, as they call it, on the SingapoRewards website that you can pick from, and these are divided into 4 themes: novelty and excitement, dining, sustainability, and wellness. What I picked for our stay was the breakfast in the wild option. Through this, we got free entry to the Singapore Zoo, and we had free access to the breakfast buffet with animal encounters. A video of this will be uploaded soon. This program was launched last year in October, and it's set to run throughout 2023. There are no updates on whether it will continue beyond that, so if you're planning to go to Singapore this year, don't miss out on this. Now remember, if you've been to Singapore before but you've not redeemed SingapoRewards, you still can have a chance. It gives you access to more than 35 attractions. Sixth is about GoCity and Klook. Now, talking about GoCity, it offers you 2 types of passes. As you can see, one is the all-inclusive pass and the other one is the Explorer pass. The all-inclusive pass gives you access to more than 35 attractions each day of your pass, depending on your choice, and the Explorer pass gives you access to the number of attractions that you pick. Now, in my case, the all-inclusive pass wasn't useful because there were only 7 places out of my list listed on this pass. So I didn't want the all-inclusive pass. I opted for the 7 attraction Explorer pass, and I saved a lot of money buying this. Now, at one attraction, I had to pay for 1 ticket because the pass didn't work. But once I called the customer service, they responded quickly, and within 7 days, they refunded the amount. So I can vouch for GoCity, and I can only speak for the Explorer pass, but I'm sure the all-inclusive pass is also useful if you are planning to go to many attractions as possible. But remember, if you're planning things like Universal Studios, Sea Aquarium, Adventure Cove Water Park, River Cruise all in one day, you are not going to be able to do that. Universal Studios itself is going to take your entire day, so keep this in mind before you book any of these passes. Talking about Klook, this is where I got my Universal Studios, Adventure Cove Water Park and Sea Aquarium tickets from. This combined, I saved a lot of money again. So depending on what you want, Klook too has passes with different attractions in Singapore. Not just Singapore, even GoCity, they have attractions for other famous cities as well. So do check them out, and they're very reliable. With Klook, the easy thing is you don't have to swap your e-ticket to a physical one. You can just scan it at the entrance and go in. You don't have to queue up in these attractions as well. So it saves you a lot of time. You can go to the Museum of Ice Cream in Singapore for free. Lastly, if you are celebrating your birthday during your stay in Singapore, don't forget to redeem all the birthday freebies that you can get. These are some of the ones that I found, but I'm sure there are many more out there, so research before you go. At McDonald's, with a minimum spend of $10, you can get a 20-piece nugget box for free. At Boost, as a White Club member, you can get a free juice on your birthday. At restaurants like Sukiya, Rokyu Yakiniku, Koka Steamboat, if there are 3 paying guests, the birthday celebrant dines for free. So make sure you check these out. But I got to tell you, these are a little on the expensive side. If you are planning to go to Wild Wild Wet, you can bring a friend for free. And the most important thing is you can go to the Museum of Ice Cream, Singapore for free. Now make sure your birthday falls between Monday and Sunday during the week you're staying there, and you can just show your ID and go in. When I went, unfortunately, I was too late. The last entry time was 8 p.m. I reached there at like 8:15 and it was closed, so I couldn't do it. But next time, I'm hoping to visit on my birthday again. If you are celebrating your birthday there, don't miss this out. If you are not a sweet fan, this might not be for you because it's all about ice cream. But if not, do check this out. So there you have it, 7 essential things to know before you leave to Singapore. I hope you used all of this. If you found it useful, don't forget to like the video, drop a comment and share this with everyone you know. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye.